Good morning and welcome back, young people. We're so very glad that you joined us for another Bible lesson for kids. I hope that you've been enjoying this series as we've been studying through the Old Testament all of the famous heroes of the faith and how God works so mightily in their lives. In the last few lessons, you've seen all of the life of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and all of the things that God did in their life, how God provided mightily for them so that they could have blessings, how God used Abraham to go and have faith and to do great and mighty things, how Isaac and Jacob were used of God to go into lands they never thought they could go and make great decisions and bless other people. Well, now we come to one of my favorite characters. And not just because his name is the same as mine. As you know, my name is Pastor Joe, and I love the character Joseph in the Bible because Joseph is the most perfect type of Christ. What that means is he lived his life in a way that represented how Jesus Christ would live his life. Or as we would say, he tried to be the most like Jesus. I love how Joseph lived. Joseph was so good and so kind and chose to be the best person he could be. I hope that you're like Joseph. I hope that you listen to your parents. I hope that you obey. We find in this story rather quickly a lot of things happening. But let me give you a little backstory to Joseph and then we'll get right into our lesson today. In our lesson that we're going to find out, we're going to be continuing with Jacob and his 12 children. His 13 children, actually, 12 sons and 1 daughter. And his son Joseph was his favorite. In fact, you find that in Genesis chapter number 37 and verse number 1. And the Bible says, "And Jacob dwelt in the land where his father was a stranger in the land of Canaan. And these are the generations of Jacob. Joseph, being 17 years old, was feeding the flock with his brethren. And the lad was with the sons of Bilhah, with the sons of Zippah, with his father's wives. And Joseph brought unto his father their evil report. Now Israel loved Joseph more than all of his children because he was the son of his old age, and he made him a coat of many colors." What the Bible tells us in this story is that Jacob had 13 children, 12 sons, and one day he sent his 17-year-old son Joseph out into the field with his other sons. And when Joseph was out there, Joseph began to notice that the other brothers were evil. The other brothers, they weren't doing what their dad had said. They were cheating and stealing from their own parents. Can you believe that? They were being evil and wrong to their own parents. And Joseph went back. And some people say this is a tattletale. Now, I'm going to tell you the difference between being a tattletale and telling the truth. A tattletale is someone who tells on someone else to get them in trouble because they want the other person to get in trouble. A truth teller tells on someone else when the other person's doing wrong to protect them, to help them, and because the adult needs to know. You should always tell the truth. And you should always tell your mom and dad when wrong is done. Wrong is never right. And sometimes siblings will say, "Hey, don't tell mom and dad. It's a secret between me and you. It's just us, buddy. No one else needs to know." And that's not the truth. And that's what these other children of Israel, Jacob, had decided. They thought that Joseph wouldn't tell on them, and Joseph did. And when Joseph told on them, they were very, very, very angry because Joseph went and told his father and said, "Listen, they're doing wrong. They're doing evil." And their dad was very upset. And the Bible says that because Jacob loved his son Joseph, that he went out and got him the coat of coats. Now listen, today a striped coat is not something we'd like. Personally, if you went out and got me this coat that he's wearing right now, I personally wouldn't think it's the coolest thing ever. But some of you love Nike shoes. Maybe you like Air Jordans or KDs or Steph's or any one of those shoes. Or maybe you have a certain purse you like. Or maybe you want a Nintendo or an Xbox. Think of it that way. And the Bible says that because Joseph had obeyed and done right, his father blessed him. What did we say before? Obedience brings what? Blessings. Disobedience removes what? Blessings. And so his father blessed him and gave him this coat of many colors. And the Bible says that in verse number 4 of Genesis chapter number 37, that his brothers could not speak peace with him. That means his brothers were angry, so mad, they couldn't even be kind to Joseph. Everything that Joseph did, they hated. Well, the Bible tells us in Genesis chapter number 37, verse number 5, that one night Joseph went to bed. And see, sometimes we don't understand how other people perceive us. Sometimes we don't understand that when people aren't happy with us, when people are mad at us, they can see nothing good. And Joseph, he went to sleep. And when Joseph went to sleep that night, he had a dream. And this is absolutely amazing, young people. God spoke to Joseph. Can you believe that? God talked with Joseph. God came and gave Joseph a vision of the future. And the next morning, Joseph got up and he went to his brothers and said, "You're not going to believe it. This is so awesome. God came and spoke to me last night, and God gave me a dream. And in this dream, we were all getting wheat in the field, and we're all putting it together. And all of your wheat bowed down to my wheat. And God said, this is the future, that I'm one day going to be the leader of the family. Isn't this great? Isn't God so awesome?" And do you think his brothers were happy with that? Do you think his brothers were happy that God was speaking to Joseph? No, I don't think they were happy. Do you think that they were happy that God said that Joseph was going to be the leader of the family? No, they were definitely not happy with that. In fact, the Bible said that the brethren were very, very wroth. They said, "How dare you think that you're going to lead? Just because you're the goody two-shoes, just because you do what's right, just because you follow Dad, doesn't mean that you're going to be the best. We think we're going to be the best. We'll be stronger. We'll be braver." Well, the Bible says that Joseph just thought, well, you should be happy. Everyone should be happy because I'm doing what's right. Sometimes, young people, when you do what's right, people won't be happy with you. I remember once when I was hanging out with all my friends decided to do something that was wrong. And I sat there and we were all going somewhere and it was not a place that we should have go. And I remember sitting there looking at my friends going, "I'm sorry, I can't go with you." And I remember they tried, come on, Joe, it'll be fine. I said, "No, I can't go with you." And young people, you have to make a decision. It's hard. And Joseph made the decision that no matter what his brothers did, he would do what was right. Well, young people, the Bible says that one of the next nights out that Joseph had another dream. And in this dream, the Bible says in Genesis chapter 37, he dreamed yet another dream. And he told his brother, "Behold, I have dreamed a dream, and behold, the sun, the moon, and the 11 stars did obedience to me." He said, "Listen, as I was standing there, that God had me have this dream. And in this dream, the sun and the moon, that stands for Mom and Dad. And the 11 stars, that stands for all of you. You guys, you bowed down and you said, 'Hey, we're following. You are the leader of this family.'" And Joseph just thought that they'd be happy for him. But the Bible says they were very upset with him. They said, "There's no way, I'll never follow you." And the Bible says that Joseph's own father was very concerned because he just looked at Joseph and said, "Joseph doesn't get this." The Bible says he rebuked him and said, "Listen, you're not thinking this through. Your brothers, they're not happy with you. You need to be careful what you say." Young people, you need to make the decision that to understand this. Your friends will always be happy for you when good things happen to you. Your enemies will not. Young people always come to me and say, "How do I know this person's my friend?" Are they happy for you when something good happens to you? See, Joseph's brothers were not happy when something good happened to him. When God came and spoke to him, they were not happy. They were so mad because the good thing hadn't happened to them. Now I'm going to flip it on you. Are you happy when good things happen to your friends? Are you happy when good things happen to your parents? When good things happen to you? Or do you get jealous? See, that is what Joseph's brothers were. They were envious and jealous of God's blessing on Joseph's life. And they said, "Oh, we don't want that to be." And you can see it in Jacob's eyes as Jacob right now has to be very, very concerned. What is happening? Why does my son have this happening? Are my kids ever going to be able to spend time together? Will my kids ever be fellowshipping? Will my kids be able to get along? Can I trust my other sons? Well, that is an answer you're going to have to come back to in our next Bible lesson for kids. Thank you for watching this lesson. We look forward to having you join us for more lessons in the future as we have our next lesson. Joseph gets thrown into a pit by his brothers. I hope you'll come back for that one very soon. Thanks for watching. God bless. We'll see you soon.